All right, let's get into this. Um, um, let's get into this boot camp episode. How are you guys doing with these? Um, I gotta find the article. I've opened up so many windows past it. I'm scrolling to try to find it. Ugh. Um, there it is. Wow, way up there. Okay, we are talking about what are we talking about? Social numbers 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Social is colored in green. So, number 25, I have at least 3 people with whom I have a close, trusting relationship. I know it's not like that with everybody, but I definitely do have at least 3. Um, it shifts though. It shifts like who I'm actually in contact with and who I'm not. Number 26, I'm able to resolve conflicts in all areas of my life. Hmm, am I think I'm getting there to a point where I'm able to better do that. But I wouldn't quite identify myself quite yet as saying that I am fully able to. This is going to be a short episode, by the way, because I'm running behind this morning. Because I spent a really long time, 2 hours of recording time, recording one long episode that I don't even know if I'm actually going to post. So we'll see. It was a lot of rambling. Um, I have satisfying social interactions with others for number 27. Lately, less than before. I'm kind of at a period of time this year where I'm kind of adjusting what that looks like. Because when I was in San Diego, if I think of pre pandemic, there was just a lot of going out and drinking all the time. And while that was fun, because of the alcohol in my system, it was fun. It wasn't, I wouldn't identify that as fulfilling. I didn't notice till maybe during the Rona when we weren't able to go to bars and stuff, and we were just sitting around the park at Balboa Park, bring your own drink, playing games in the middle of the afternoon, and weren't going out late at night and stuff. And we kind of got to know each other a lot better in that setting. So I'd say that was more satisfying. I'm more satisfied with kind of like a combination of like go out party, but also sit down, catch up, talk about life, have deeper conversations. But for me, I'm also not into having deeper conversations with people that I don't routinely have deeper conversations with. So it's kind of like it's gonna take a while, for me to be in a mood to be open to people if it's someone that I'm kind of like out of touch with or just we don't talk that much. Um, uh, 28, I'm aware and able to set and respect my own and others' boundaries. Um, I hope so. I don't know if I'm crossing any boundaries with people that, you know, they don't want me to cross or something. I've not heard of people saying that to me. Um, I really don't know. At least not now. I mean, probably in the past Uh, I was a lot less aware of things um, that I was doing or how I was being around people, how it was affecting them. Maybe I didn't really notice or think to care. I'm not saying I was like purposely being like a jerk, but I'm pretty sure, I wasn't being 110% my nicest, most approachable self all the time. I had a lot going on for sure, though, and I didn't really notice how it was like seeping out in my social life. Uh, you know, like I do get like a lot of intense, like when I'm really stressed, I do get a lot of like intense emotions that make me kind of irritable, really irritable. So even if I'm somewhere fun, having fun, and it's like, I can be a little intense sometimes. It just comes out, and it's not on purpose. It's just I'm just not feeling well, and I'm not attending to it, or even, I'm even more so sometimes like completely avoiding it. Um, but I try not to get to that point. I try to just, if I can't socialize, I will stay to myself. If I feel like, kind of like yesterday, I was like, I didn't really sleep very good. I kind of knew when I wasn't feeling like I really wanted to be very interactive, or if people want to catch up, and I really just don't feel like I really want to give of my energy, then these days I kind of just don't. Like I try not to cancel on people, but it's like if we didn't have plans, I really just I need to do what I need to do for me. Otherwise, it's like, why am I going to spread all my own negative stuff around? Like people might be offended and be like, "Oh, but I'm available now," or "I'm here now," or "I want to catch up now." But it's like, well, I can't do it if I don't feel well, and then there's going to be some negativity kind of coming out of me. Like we're just better off with just taking a rain check. Um 29, I'm aware of the feelings of others and can respond appropriately. I wouldn't say 100% of the time I'm aware. Sometimes I'm unaware. Um and then I'll reflect and look back and be like, "Oh, that's why they kept asking me over and over if I was okay." Or, "Oh, that's, you know, why they kind of maybe shut down because maybe that sarcastic joke wasn't funny. Like, and then I'll realize it after the fact, or like I'll be like ranting about something and be like, well, maybe that's not why they called me to catch up, and I was talking for like 15 minutes about some random thing that, like if I reflect on it and I notice that, I was maybe not doing something right, I try to go back and apologize, or at least be like, I didn't really mean for, for that to happen that way. It does get a little awkward though if it's like I don't recognize it for like a week or 2 or 3 weeks later. Then I'm like, ooh, like maybe that didn't go right. But I also, it gets awkward, and I don't want to be like, hey, remember that thing that happened like 5 weeks ago? Like, it can be a little awkward to be like, oh yeah, I just realized that, I was maybe like offensive, and then people will be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, or, you know, like I don't know, like I think it's the right thing to do, but I'm not really at a place yet where if it's like way past the time, my ego kind of is like, all right, like it's way like weeks later at this point. Are you really gonna like apologize or be like, you know, it just feels a little odd for me. Like I feel not too comfortable if it's been like way long in the past, unless I really did something like really mean, but that is, I don't think that's very common. But like if I do something or I'm a little too intense and it's like weeks later when I realize like, oh, maybe that was offensive what I said, or you know, then I might not always. Sometimes I'll notice things, I'll realize it, but if it's too far after the fact, I won't like address it. Maybe I won't like approach it. Um, And 30, I have a sense of belonging to a group or within organizations. Yeah, I do. Um, um, I mean, just like I'm saying, this year is transitional, so a lot has changed. I'm not interacting with people in the same way or with the same people. But a lot has changed. But for the good, a lot has changed. Um, I'm interning right now. I feel cool with that. I'm actually socially getting more engaged with some people. Um, and like people that are local that I've kind of not fallen out of touch with, but in a way, maybe I haven't caught up with them in quite a few years. I've kind of reached at least two people lately that I'm like got some tentative, well, three people that I've got some tentative plans to kind of meet up sometime during January, and I'm pretty happy about that. We'll see if they flake on their end, but on my end, I'm pretty solid. One date is already set in stone. One week is kind of set, and then for the third person, once I once those different dates have passed, I'm gonna try to plan with that third person. Especially because they're the ones who were like, "Let's meet up." So I'm like, okay, whenever people say "Let's meet up," then I'm like, "Cool, let's meet up," But if they don't say that, usually I'm like, I don't really push it because I know people are so flaky these days. That's one thing that annoys me socially. That's kind of made me a lot more, reserved to kind of hang out with people. Like I noticed myself really only planning to hang out with like one or two people. Like they're, I have like maybe three friends that are super solid with planning. Maybe four. I'll call it four. Maybe actually five, but it's just like they all live so in such distant places. Uh, so I'll call it six if I'm counting everybody. Six, seven people that are really solid. That like when we plan, we do it. Um, but yeah, all the other people, it's like it's like when they say they want to meet or when we say we have plans, I don't really trust it because like it doesn't really they don't really follow through all the time. So like there've been too many times that they've canceled to a point where it's like I don't even really invite them unless I really kind of want to. I've kind of stopped really trying to do that, um, just to conserve my own energy. I don't have a whole lot of energy to be waiting on people anymore. It's like where I am. If you want to hang out, let's hang. If you don't want to hang out, don't just say it. If we're not making plans, what's the point in talking about it and like pretend planning? Like I'm not really into that anymore. Um, all right. Well, I'm gonna get up, do some deliveries, go to the beach. Looks like this rain's gonna stop soon. I see a little blue skies peeking out. I don't want to miss the sun. If it's gonna come out, I don't want to miss the sun. I need sunlight. I've had 2 days with no sunlight. Maybe even more than that because I've been indoors because of the Rona. So I'm in desperate need of vitamin D. So I'm gonna go get some. Um, Short, but that's it for now.